In this parcel here are two kits that I had commissioned to get built over 2 years ago. They're finally back in my possession. Let's have a look at how they've turned out. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Newton Grove. Now, if you're modelling O-gauge, and if you're watching this channel, I'm going to assume that you are, or you're thinking about it, then there are two ways that you can get your locomotives and rolling stock. You can either buy them ready to run, either from a manufacturer that's producing ready to run, such as locomotives or wagons or coaches or whatever, or you might buy a second-hand locomotive or kit that's already been built, painted, and has worked before, and you are now the second or so owner. But of course, you also can buy kits to build. Now these can be plastic kits, they can also be etched brass and white metal kits. And with certain locomotives out there, if you want one, well, you need to buy them as a kit. There are different manufacturers out there that make these kits, such as Gladiator, for example. There was Just Like the Real Thing many years ago. There's Roxy, and there's a lot of them actually. And I'm not going to give you the exhaustive list. If you're part of the O-Gauge Guild, you can find all that information on the Guild website. But several years ago, I bought a few kits and I wanted to have them built because I'm not a locomotive kit builder. I do not have the soldering skills to do brass kits, and it's not my interest in the hobby. I prefer creating the scene and getting things looking realistic and operationally realistic. Building brass kits is not my thing. So what do? Well, you go out there and you look for a builder to build them for you. Now, when I was living in Australia, I gave one of my kits, which is a Stanier Mogul, to a friend of mine. He took quite a long time to build it, and he never got around to finishing it. There was the troubles that he had at home and with family and so forth, and it just never got completed. And then when I moved over here, I was at one of the last Barnsley O-Gauge shows, and I bought myself a WD 280 kit because I really wanted one, got the wheels from Slaters and so forth, and they sat here for quite some time. I then had to go off and find a builder. I had sent a locomotive of mine to somebody else, and I was going to send these two kits to this same particular person. And as I was putting the call out there for who can build these kits and who do we recommend, I had a builder approach me and say, listen, I would steer clear of this particular company. I build kits, here's some examples of what I do. And we got talking a little bit on Facebook, as you do, and he showed me his work. I was really impressed, and I thought to myself, I like what I see. He's talking about what he can achieve and how he can achieve it. And I thought, well, let's do this. So I said to him, I've got this unfinished Mogul kit. I'll send that to you if you can finish that one first and then do the Dub D, send them both back. And then once these are finished, I'll send you some more because I've got two other kits which haven't been built yet. That's fine. Now that was over 2 years ago. In fact, it's about 2.5 years ago now. And they're now both here in this box, and I'm going to show you this whole video, and I've got my iPhone up there, and there's going to be no cuts and fancy things here. I have not opened this box. The only thing I've done is remove my name and address details from the front of it. Now, this particular person had these kits for over 2 years. Now, before we open up the box over here, you'll probably notice I'm not quite excited. Now, this particular person, who I'm not going to name because I'm not an idiot, he swore black and blue to me that he was good and that he could do what I wanted in a timely fashion, and I know that they're not finished yet after over 2 years. The thing that really upsets me is that after he received everything, within about 6 months, he literally ghosted me. He wouldn't return phone calls, he didn't return text messages. He had a house move, and I understood that at some particular point, but he just went radio silence, went completely dead on me. And when I eventually called him, maybe 6 months ago now, and we're at the end of October 2025 now, he said to me, oh, look, things have been really bad and blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, that's fine, but you can text me back, you can message me back. If things are tough, if you can't do it anymore, let me know. And I had to chase him and chase him and chase him and chase him to eventually say to him, listen, just give me my stuff back. I want it back. I know they're not finished, but just give it back. And here they are. I can't tell you how annoyed and angry and frankly pissed off I am. Now, if he had said to me at the very beginning, listen, it could take me 2 years, I would have gone, you know what, that's fine, not a problem. But none of that was spoken. And in any correspondence we ever had, he never once said to me, this is going to take any longer, give me another year, give me 2 years, whatever it might be. He just didn't answer, and then he just strung me along. And I'm really not happy about it. So listen, let's just get into this. I'm going to open up this box and see what condition these bottles are in. Now, I gave him the Stanier Mogul, which is the Gladiator kit, by the way. As I said, it was about 70% completed from somebody else who had started it back in Australia. I wouldn't have thought it would have taken all that long to finish it. And we're going to find out. To his credit, at least he's packed the box really well. I must say I'm a bit daunted about what I'm about to see here. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got some notes or instructions of some kind. At least he's packed it well. Okay, so first thing I'm pulling out is the WD kit, which is an Ace product WD kit. Now I know that this one's not finished because, well, he only sort of rapidly started it a few months ago. Let's have a look. Right. Now, the thing that I'm actually annoyed with this particular kit, and this actually comes into the fault of Ace kits, Ace products, is that when the builder got this and he had a look at everything, he said, "Oh, there's parts missing." Which, if you're a kit builder, or if you build kits if you produce kits, I should say, to sell to the public, make sure that when you're sending a kit out that it's complete. And if people call you or email you, make sure that you respond, because it's not fair. This builder, I know, had to actually buy a second kit to replace items that were no longer there. The sad thing is that now that he's given me these back, that second kit he's kept for himself. So any of those parts that I did have to replace what was missing, I now need to find again. So as we can see here, the tender is looking fairly decent. It's nowhere near complete, but it looks okay. There's something that's not completely finished in there. Let's put this to one side. Right, so this to me looks like it's the boiler barrel of the WD. Maybe the smoke box, wheels and everything else. As I said, I know for a fact that the WD was not finished. What's all this? Now, I'll just remind you all that what you're looking at here is 2 years worth of work. 2 years worth of waiting. I need to make sure I'm really being polite and holding myself back a little bit. This is YouTube after all, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. Plus, I work in the industry at the moment, and I don't want to say the wrong thing there either. Like I said, to his credit, it's packed really well. What am I looking at here? All right. This is the running board, the running plate of the Stanier Mogul. When I gave him the kit, this was attached to the chassis. It had boiler on it and everything. So that's different. Let's just put all this over here. Instructions for the WD. Okay. Just going to put this box on the ground. And here is the Gladiator box with all the Mogul stuff. Right, well the motion gear is disassembled. It was not sent to him like that. The pony wheel has been taken off. That was attached when he received it. So there is the boiler for the Mogul. Here is the tender, which was, once again, supplied to him, finished. That seems to look okay. And there's the motor. And this is heavy. What's down the bottom of this? Oh, come on. And there's the rest of it. So there's the roof. There's the back head and all the other components of the Mogul. I'm really pissed off. Really pissed off. This builder swore black and blue to me that he was good, he could do the job. And very clearly he can't, because he hasn't. What I'm really annoyed about, he had this for over 2 years. Over 2 years, and he's done nothing. And yet I've seen him so often on Facebook and social media talking to, like putting posts about, oh, I've done this and I can do this and I can do that. And he's all talk. He's just all talk, you know. And he sent these back to me reluctantly, I might add. I had to almost beg for my things back. And he's like, oh, but I've put all the time into building these things. I haven't completed them yet. You're going to pay me, aren't you? No. If you are the builder, or supposed builder, then you're watching this video, no, I'm not going to pay you at all. You strung me along for over 2 years to give me this. No, I'm not paying you for your time. Not at all. Not at all. The moral of the story is, if you've bought a kit that you can't build yourself and you want to have built for your model railway or just a collection, do yourself a favour and do some research, do your due diligence. Now, I thought I had, because the other locomotive that I gave to a different company, I was told, oh no, they take forever, they're not reputable and so forth, don't give it to them, you know, I've done this, I've done that. I thought I did my research and I spoke to this builder for a while to get to know them and see what they could do. I honestly thought that they could deliver a service. So the best advice I can give to you is, if you're a part of the O-Gauge Guild, there should be, either on the Guild website or maybe even in the O-Gauge Guild Gazette, the magazine they produce, there should be a list of builders there who can do locomotive kits and other bits and pieces. If it's not your strength, if it isn't something that you do, find a builder who is reputable. Because waiting 2 years to get an unfinished model back, as I mean, this Mogul, I don't even want to pick it up. It's been disassembled. It was not given to him like this. I mean, it wasn't finished, but it was not given to him in this condition. The WD, I mean, the photographs that he's also sent to me, it actually looked more complete in the photographs than it does now. So what he's obviously done is he's taken all those spare parts off and just thrown whatever I've got in my kits back in the box and just given it all back. So the moral of the story is, there are some absolute sharks out there. There are some real dodgy people in this hobby that will promise you the world and deliver nothing. Nothing apart from frustration. And if you're like me and if you've spent hundreds of pounds on kits and wheels and motors to then give those kits to a builder and they're holding on to 500, 600, 1,000, 2,000 pounds and they're not replying back to you, they're not giving you updates, and they are practically ghosting you, and it takes them over 2 years to deliver, yeah, it's just wrong. Do your research, find a reputable builder, because I don't want you to go through what I've gone through. I honestly didn't think I was going to get any of these back, and now I need to somehow work out, is everything here, and find a builder, a reputable builder, who will do this for me and do it within maybe a month or 3 months, not a year or 2 years or 3 years. It's ridiculous. And if you are a builder out there, then I hope that you, at least the way that you run your service, whether it be a part-time or a full-time business, I hope that you actually give people an estimation of, oh, this could take 6 months, this could take a year. For example, Warren Hayward painted, I've got a Clan class locomotive, and he was given that, and he said, listen, realistically, it's going to take me a year. Yep, not a problem, that's fine. I was happy to wait a year. When it was its turn for it to be painted, he told me, he sent me updates, and then he sent it out. I knew what the time scale was. I was happy with that. This guy here with these kits have just strung me along, and I'm angry. I'm really, really angry. I am. So find a reputable builder. Now, if you are a reputable builder, please get in touch with me. Leave me a comment below or send me an email to my email address, and let's talk, because I need to get these things finished. I want to get these things finished. The Stanier Mogul kit I've had for 10 years now. I would have loved to have had it running by now. The WD, it doesn't bother me so much because I only bought the kit a few years ago, but 10 years, and I've got a Patriot kit and a Duchess kit, which are also now 10 years old. I just want these things done. So, O-Gauge is wonderful, kits are wonderful, but this is also why I've since started buying kits that have already been built, locos that have already been built, for example. I mean, I've got Duchesses and other bits and pieces where I've bought them from Ellis Clark Trains or Steamline, and they've already been built, been painted, they run. And I don't think after these 4 kits, I don't think I actually ever want to buy a kit again to have them built, because I don't want to go through this anymore. So, moral of the story, I'm sorry I'm being long-winded. Do your research, find a reputable builder, ask them how much it's going to cost, and ask them for a timeline. Very, very important. Right, now, while I go off and drown my sorrows in a cup of tea or maybe something a little bit stronger, do me a favour, please comment below, have you had any experiences yourself with a kit builder or a builder in general where it's gone wrong, where they've under-delivered or they've given you the wrong thing or they've ghosted you or whatever the situation. If you've had an experience like that, let me know about it. I don't want to know the company name or the person's name. Let's be fair. We don't need to name and shame anybody. The hobby's not about that. But I want to make sure that people are actually not being screwed over, for lack of a better term. And if you've had a good experience, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences, who you went through, and let's promote the people who actually do a great job. Right, last of all, please like the video, please subscribe. Sorry it wasn't a happy video. I'm probably, the next one will be, okay? And now that the BR database is back, I'm going to start doing more Meet the Fleet for my Black 5s, 8Fs and so forth. So, yeah, thanks for being here, and I will see you next time on Newton Grove.